Hey everybody, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on out there? This is one of those weekends where, you know, they talking about a storm is coming and it's brewing across 46 states, right? So if that is the case, if that is true, if you haven't been affected by it, be ready. For those of you that have gone through that storm, I hope all is well with you. Um, Today I want to talk about, you know, things that are being confirmed, right? Like for example, they're talking about this storm hitting the southeast right now. Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, all of this. They telling everybody to be prepared, right? So Riaz, good afternoon. So as you prepare yourself, you have to know that this thing is coming. So you have to trace the storm. So the storm has been confirmed to hit certain parts of the place, of the country, right? It has already hit Nebraska and Oklahoma and Grand Pass, Texas, and all of these things. So you have to, Liz B, good morning. Meadow, welcome in. You have to understand that once these things are confirmed, you have to take it for what it is, right? You have to know that if they saying that this thing is going to hit you with a certain amount of snow, you have to take them at their word. You just have to be ready for it, right? And if it doesn't happen, then that's something different, right? Glad to hear it. That's something different. But when you understand that the storm is coming because it's already been confirmed, you watch the weather reports, you watch all of these things. You have to be ready for it, right? If it's coming to your area, if they telling you it's going to be about 12 inches, and a lot of these states are not familiar with snow or ice because these are hilly terrains and things like that. So, everybody gets frantic, but you have to understand once it's confirmed, you should be prepared for it. You shouldn't be out there overdoing things. You shouldn't be, well, I don't believe what they're saying. Well, if you don't believe it, you're going to get caught up. But here's the thing. Now that you know that it's here, you better be up to par with it, right? If you got to go salt your place, you salt your driveway, your sidewalks, go ahead and do that, right? Because if you don't, you can't get mad that the storm passed you by and it affected you. The confirmation of the situation is it's on its way. It's coming for you. Make sure that you have your stuff ready if it knocks out power. Make sure that you have candles and batteries for flashlights and things like that. You got to prepare yourself for these type of situations. If you don't, then you are in a world of trouble, right? And if you are in a world of trouble, it's because you played with the confirmation that that storm is coming in your life. So too, though, a lot of people do this in everyday life. Now we're passing the storm, right? We passed the storm, and we're talking about everyday life, right? There has been things in your life that has been confirmed, and you totally took it for granted. You disregarded the confirmation that's been given into your life, right? Some of us think that because you have been blessed with your confirmation, that the blessing is always going to be there. That's not always the case. That's not always the case because some way, shape, or form it could be removed from you. Not because people say God is not an Indian giver, not because he took it away or the creator takes things away from you. Is that you simply mishandle the situation, right? So if something motivated you to wake up and go do this job, and you sat there and wasted the day away, you blew that confirmation of that job being available for you because you sat there and just, oh, well, it's always going to be there for me. That's not always the case. We have to stop playing with the confirmation, because if we keep playing with the confirmation, the opportunity goes away. It slips our hand, it slips our mind, it slips our thought. Because a lot of these confirmations be for good reasons, right? A lot of people, I want to be somebody that's, helping somebody. And then you sit on your tail because you think everybody needs help. That's everybody don't need help. Matter of fact, everybody don't need your help. I might be talking to myself right now, but I'm good with that, right? Because the situation says that as long as the confirmation is there, you know, like I said, a lot of people just gonna sit on their hands, like, well, it's gonna happen to me all the time. That's not always the case, right? Like everybody has the opportunity, because this storm is supposed to be brewing over the weekend, and a lot of people shouldn't be affected if they work Monday through Friday. You have the opportunity to sit there and gather yourself together and say, you know what, we have this weekend together. Let's just sit here and prepare ourselves. We got our stuff together. Let's play a board game. Even if the lights go off, we play around and candlelight and play board games with the kids or whatever the case may be. Let's make sure we got our heating situation. If a lot of us, have gas and electric problems, let's make sure all of that is taken care of. But the opportunity for you to spend time with yourself or your family is at hand for a lot of us, right? That's a confirmation. That's something that says, yo, we can spend time with one another, right? Then you have situations to where you have been inspired to go out there and do something worthy of your time, right? Like I know somebody that says, you know what, I want to be a mentor to some people. Here's your opportunity to go out there, go to your local schools and have the conversation with those kids that's in that age group that you think you can you can say influence, that you can influence, so that way they understand that there's somebody that's worried about them in their lives, right? You got to take that opportunity. You can't keep sitting there and worried about, well, what if I don't do this right? What if I don't do this right? Right? You ask for the situation. Sometimes we have to understand, when you pray about something and something is given unto you, it's confirmed into your life, you have to act on that immediately, right? Everybody wants to, Everybody wants to pray to God, but then soon as the confirmation comes, you want to be like Jonah. You want to run away from something that you asked to do. And I don't understand. I never understood that part. I don't know why people do that, right? If I ask for God to give me the words to come up here, excuse me, and have this conversation, I got to do it immediately. It's not like an impromptu thing. Well, let me get no. I was inspired to. I asked for the words to do this. I'm going to do it. So now I'm up here having the conversation because I was confirmed that I have the opportunity to do so. Right? If the internet goes down or service goes down, then that's another situation. But in the meantime, I have to give this conversation because we are playing with the confirmations. Right? You are given the green light to go, and you sit there and hesitant like the light is still red. That you are stopping services in your life, meaning you are just sitting there stagnated because you are afraid to go out and step in faith, right? You got to understand that the abilities that has been given to you is now supposed to be activated, and for you to go ahead and follow the confirmation. You was told to go out there and be a blessing. Don't take that for granted, because the next second that you go out there a little bit too late, you're no longer a blessing. You could be a curse, right? And it's not to say that good can go bad and bad can go good. It's just that the timing is everything, right? When you are given that confirmation to go, you go. You don't sit there and, well, give me a few more minutes. No, you go when you're supposed to go. You don't wait a week later. You don't wait a month later. You don't wait 6 months later. Why? Because if you take that long, you can sit there and blow the opportunity that was given to you at that particular time. We have done this all. I've done it before. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us listening or hearing this conversation have done that before. You have been a blessing to go out there. You have been confirmed to go out there and tell your story, to become a testimony to somebody else. But because you feel like somebody's going to ridicule your story, you don't go out there and have the conversation. So when that occurs, when that happens, you have played with the confirmation for you to go out there and have that conversation. And when you do that, your story may not be as effective as it was when you was told to go in the first place, right? If you are out here trying to help somebody, your opportunity is being blocked because you didn't go when the momentum told you to go out there and help somebody. This is why you got to go when the light is green and not red. Because if you go when it's red, an accident can occur. You could be blind, not even blindsided. You're going at the wrong time. That's just the way it goes. And if you go at the wrong time, it's a high probability you won't get to your destination because something is going to collide with you. Some type of opportunity may come and block that confirmation if you don't go on time. So you have to understand that when it's time to go, you go, right? If you are told to write a book, right? If something confirms in your life for you to write down your testimony and put it in a book form, you go ahead and do it right then and there, right? Because even if you have to add more, you started the process of following the confirmation, right? Time is not always on your side, right? And I understand that part. But when that light is green, you go ahead and start that book. You go ahead and start your testimony. You go ahead and tell somebody whatever it is that you need to go and do. Whatever it is that you need to do, you go and do it. Don't hesitate, right? Sometimes when we like, if we sit there and we keep holding off of a heart ailment of your heart, not pumping well, right? You sit there, you keep waiting, you keep waiting, you keep waiting. God forbid, knock on wood, but a heart attack can occur because you didn't go when you first saw the signs to go. It was confirmed that something is wrong with your heart. You need to go ahead and go see what that is ASAP, right? We gotta understand when that sign comes, it's like a necessity to go check it out. Go make sure that it is what it is. But when it's confirmed that it was something with your heart, you need to go on in there and work with it. Maybe you got a blood clot in it. God forbid, knock on wood. You go on out there and see what you need. You go and see if that confirmation is on point, because if it is on point, you may have saved your own life, right? If somebody told you, you know what, go ahead and start this business right now, go ahead, even if you just start by getting an LLC, you go ahead and do that thing, right? Because if you don't, you may lose the momentum of go ahead and starting that business. These are the things that we keep playing with. We keep asking for things. We keep, everybody don't get that opportunity, right? How many of us have said, you know what, if I had $1 million, I could do this, this, and this, because there's other people playing with that situation and you feel like they ain't doing right. Now, what if God told you, I got the opportunity for you to get that $1 million? Now you will confirm that you spoke about having that $1 million, and now that confirmation is here, you take the first step, and we don't take the first step. Whose fault is that? Is that anybody else's fault? No, it's your fault, because you didn't take the first step of that confirmation. Go ahead and make that first step. Okay, you might stumble, you might trip, but if you make the first step, you have to be strong enough to get up and keep going. The first hiccup doesn't mean that you stop the process. It just means that your process may be delayed a little bit more, because you got to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. You can't just keep sitting there talking about if, because when it happens, are you going to be prepared for that confirmation? These are the things that people play with, right? You know what I mean? It's like a person that says, you know what, if that right person comes along in my life, right? And then you sit there and you play with it because you see something that might be physically more enticing and not spiritually more for you. And you sit there and you play with that and you go with that physical thing, but then get mad that Mr. or Mrs. Right walks past you because you didn't take that confirmation that they was right in front of you. Stop playing with the confirmation that has been given to you in your life, because when you do that, it is a good chance that situation will never come back to you. It's a very good chance, right? Everybody like playing percentages. If 51 is the majority, 51% of the time, you might miss the you might have missed the blessing because the confirmation you didn't take advantage of. These are the things that we have to really sit down and really look at, right? You know what I'm like? It's just time. Like I said, this weekend, a lot of people are going to have time to sit still and really process a thing and see if God has confirmed something in your life, or see if something has been confirmed in your life. I'm not trying to be religious or spiritual, whatever the case may be, but sometimes a coincidence can be a confirmation. I'll go with that then. A coincidence can be a confirmation for somebody. Okay, well, two things lined up for you in order for you to go ahead and do it. Take the time and do it, right? You don't believe in all of these other things, but you might think a coincidence is a confirmation. Go ahead and see if that's what it is, right? It's time for you to sit there. Okay, well, we can't go out. We can't do anything, but now it might be time for you to have that conversation with the family member, because now it's the perfect time for you to have it. Hey, let's hash out this situation, A, B, and C, whatever it is. Now it's been confirmed that you have the time to sit there and have that conversation with that family member, or with that friend, or with that boyfriend or girlfriend, or whatever it is. You might need that conversation. It's been confirmed that you take that it has been confirmed that you take that opportunity right then and there. Don't let this weekend go by and you not take that confirmation of having that conversation, because if you do, it ain't nothing going to linger but more problems, pain, and heartache, all because you did not take that opportunity to say, hey man, let's hash out what we got a problem with. And you don't do it. You can't get mad at nobody. You can only get mad at yourself, because it has been confirmed that it's time for you to do it. And there ain't no better time than right now to do it. And we sat there and we played with the confirmation. Why do we do that? What are we afraid of when that thing is confirmed? Are we afraid that we're going to fail? A lot of people might be afraid that they're going to succeed in that confirmation. And that hinders everything. Y'all know what I tell you: stagnation kills momentum and dreams. And when you stagnate, when you become stagnant on that confirmation, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's time for you to take that step in the confirmative way. If you don't take it, you're still going to be where you are, right? Maybe we need to look at it as a necessity to take that step. I don't know, because you know what I say. If you need to do something, you're going to do what you need to do in order for that to occur. Maybe we need to take that confirmation as a necessity, but a lot of us take it as a want. So we'll half step it, we'll sugarcoat it, we'll get up and do that tomorrow. We'll get up and do that in 10 minutes or something like that. We got to understand when that confirmation come, it is an adult thing to go ahead and see it through. We can't be like a child, right? Because sometimes if we be like a child, we could feel, you know how children feel like they got to go to the bathroom and they sleep and they don't get up and go to sleep. What happened? They wet themselves. They wet the bed. That's what happens when you don't follow that confirmation. You're figuratively wetting the bed of that situation. Get up and go handle your business. So that way you can have a more restful part of the day or that night or that situation. It'll be more rest, more peace as you go through the thing. It's not to say that there's not going to be no conflict in the confirmation or in the steps to fulfill that confirmation. I'm not saying that, but you're tackling the unknown. If you're afraid of the success, as long as you elevate through those steps, you will see that it might be a better view for you up here because you conquered what you're handling what you have feared. And because there's so many people worried about what's on the other side of the confirmation, is it doom or gloom? Is it going to be success? Is it going to be whatever? You will never know if you don't act on it. So now it's time for you to act on the confirmation. Stop playing with it. Don't play with it, because as long as you play with it, you won't know what's going to happen. And as I said earlier, you may never get that opportunity again. Right? That's like a person going into the world of sports, right? Somebody grants you the opportunity to become a basketball player, and you sit there and you sugarcoat it, right? That's like a college player that gets a scholarship. You sit there and be hesitant on that scholarship. You gotta go out there and pay your way to become the scholar that you wanted to be or the athlete that you wanted to be, because you blew the free opportunity when it was confirmed that they wanted you to be at that university or for you to be at that college. And you sat there and well, everybody's going to accept me for this because I'm like that. Don't be so arrogant that opportunities are going to come at all wavelengths. That's why you follow the first confirmation. You follow the confirmation, because if you don't follow the confirmation, that scholarship pool might get dry. And now what you got to do? Now you got to go get a FOSTA. You got to go get a loan and pay $40, $60, $80, $100,000 to go get go to school when they gave you an opportunity to go for free. And you don't know nothing about grants or nothing like that. And you're not a good grant writer. So now you got to pay for something that they were trying to give you for free. That's why people go get the milk for free instead of buying the cow, because the opportunity was confirmed for them to do that. And when they don't take it, now you got to buy the cow. And the cow could be infected. The cow could, whatever the situation is, it wasn't on time for you to go out there and grab it, but you sat there and played with it. So now you got to buy the cow. And now you got to, you paying for the milk instead of getting it for free. That's what a lot of us do, right? I get so it's so crazy when I see the opportunity of people could nail this opportunity down for themselves, and they sitting there, they're tapping instead of hammering it the way they're supposed to hammer it, right? If I don't have the opportunity to hammer what I need to hammer down, I can't. I'm not going to do it now because it's not for me to do. Right? If something is placed on my heart to go out there and say something, I come up here and I say what I need to say. Hey, Scorp, how you doing? Right? That's what we need to do. We need to go ahead and follow the confirmation of what the idea was in our mind. If you are a person that's been confirmed to, I'm gonna use Scorp, go on out there and buy that go ahead and get that vendor's license and go to that show. And you hesitate, now they took her spot. She can't be mad at nobody but herself, right? But when she followed the confirmation, she did well at that event. And we was proud of her, but I know she was proud of herself because she followed that confirmation of me getting up and going to get that booth and sell my stuff out and show what I can do out there. And when she did it, she was very excited. Why? Because she followed the confirmation. She didn't play. She didn't hesitate with it. She didn't sit there and say, you know what, I'm going to do this, that, and the third. No, she did exactly what she was supposed to do. She got herself up. She was encouraged because that confirmation came to for her to go and do it. She did it, and she knocked the ball out the park. And of course, she's supposed to be excited that she did that because when it's confirmed, it's when something is confirmed for your best attribute, you're gonna follow it, and when you do it, you're gonna get the best result. Then white folks was shocked, and that's the beautiful thing, right, Scorp? Because if they were so shocked about it, they should have known that they didn't know who you were, but you knew who you were, and more importantly, you knew what you had inside of you in order for you to complete the task. And because of that, they were shocked, but you wasn't shocked. You know what you got? You got a confirmation that you belong there. You got the confirmation of knowing that I could match up with these folks. Hell, I might be better than these folks because there are more people that may be coming to see what I've done. They may even ask me questions of how do I have the patience to knit and sit down and all of the things that you need to do to perform the task that Scorp has did. They may have asked her that. They may have didn't ask the people around her that. Why? Because she took the confirmation and presented herself when she needed to present herself. That's all we need to do. We need to present ourselves in the confirmation. Present what you need to present when it's time to go out there and show up. You don't got to show out. Sometimes if you show up, you showed out because people may be doubting that the confirmation is for you in the first place. And when that is the case, you just be who you are, and that just confirms who you're supposed to be in the first place, right? People might be waiting for a downfall because you think you missed the goody two shoes or missed goody two shoes, and when it doesn't happen, it just confirms who you are and it illuminates you even more. But because you're sitting there half-stepping and you're playing around with it because you feel like the confirmation is something that you wanted to do and you play with it, it may not happen for you in that manner. You might just sit there and start to stumble yourself. You might just fall on your face because you ain't taking it as seriously as you're supposed to take that confirmation. And that's something that, like I said, we all need to work on that. We all need to figure out why is it that we play with confirmation. Why do we sit there and hesitate on something that we know that we are supposed to do? Not that we believe we're supposed to do, but we know we're supposed to do it. And the confirmation comes and tells you to go ahead and do it. And yet we sit on our hands and play with the idea of the confirmation. You know, that's why my 33 brother always talk about, you know, it's always the whys of a thing. It allows you to sit there and elaborate. What is it that you are playing with? What is it that is stopping you from going forward? Why or what is the why of why we sitting there looking or being hesitant? We can't be hesitant on the confirmation because, like I said, it's any because that same confirmation for you may be for somebody else. It's not that you're competing with somebody. It's just the simple fact that the confirmation for you is for you. And you may be better at that situation than somebody else that got the same confirmation. The blessing or the confirmation that somebody has that strong belief in you, it's time for you to show out. But if you keep doubting yourself, that belief becomes a thought. So the confirmation is just wasted because you don't have the confidence in yourself to go out there and do what you need to do. These are the conversations that we need to have amongst ourselves. So if you are caught in this weather situation, now it's time for you to sit there and elaborate. Why are we not doing what we said we wanted to do in the first place? Because now it's been confirmed. You have the opportunity to sit back and really elaborate on things in your life, right? And I know that this is the year of the one, and you are supposed to be elaborating on what you can, what you need, or what you suggest to do. But now it's the opportunity, because there may be no movement for an entire weekend in certain aspects of your life, right? If these snow and ice storms are they are being confirmed, and if they are accurate, you ain't gonna be going nowhere. Sit down, take the opportunity, and say, you know what? Is this going to be is what I'm really trying to do the best thing for me? And if it's been confirmed, how do I take these steps? I just imagine if I didn't take the confirmations of certain people that was on here and told me to go ahead. I think you would do well at this thing, you know. And like I said, shout out to Realist, shout out to Atmosphere, Meek Selena, uh, Watermelon Sugar. Shout out to those people, because they the one that confirmed that I should do this, and I already knew in my heart, but the hesitancy made me wait. But all of these people making that suggestion that I do that is what allowed me to go ahead and just take that step immediately. And ever since people have said, like, I appreciate you, Score, that I am doing the right thing. I have done something that not many people were able to do. I have touched a thought for them to reconsider a certain thing in their life. I have done things that have made people have a different perspective of how they view things in life. And I am very appreciative of that, right? Because if we understand what goes on this app, we see that there's a lot of chaos and mayhem and so on and so forth. But there are people that are just here to just say something that is not on the negative side, but to encourage, to uplift, to say, you know what, you can do something. You can be better than what you are. You will be better than what you are, right? Just taking the stories that that put in my life situation in perspective and saying, I really understand why you made those decisions. And so it helped me decide to go on this other avenue, right? If that confirmation never came, I may have never done it. If I didn't act on the confirmation, I wouldn't be having this conversation almost 2.5 years later, right? And that's all because I knew I had to follow the confirmation, right? When people said, you know what, go ahead and make the sports channel. I made the sports channel. The sports channel is developing on its own. We have conversations about sports. Sometimes we have conversations about real life situation and blend the two together. And because I acted on the confirmation of making that channel, now there are people coming together and we'll have a bunch of laughs and jokes. We may talk about this team is trash and that team is doing well and we ain't supposed to beat that team and so on and so forth. But the camaraderie there it's a nice little unit to where we all can sit there and let the proverbial hair down or take our guards down for certain fellas. And we have conversations about sports and then situations like that. All because I followed the confirmation that sports channel can actually do that. It could uplift. It could be a good thing and not a negative thing. And now that it's doing what it's doing, I don't take the credit for it. I just followed the confirmation. It was right. I'm not right for making the sports channel. It was right because it is helping people get through their day. We get to sit there and talk about certain athletes. We get to sit there and talk about certain things that those athletes are doing. And we ain't having no chaotic moments. We're not having no confrontational moments. We're sitting there talking about sports, and we know sports can make a confrontation out of anything. Oh, you said he sucked, but he better. Jordan is better than LeBron, and LeBron is better than. We ain't had none of that yet. We just sit there. We talk about the athletes. We talk about the games. We talk about the situations in the world of sports, and we ain't had that. All because I followed the confirmation that I'm doing the things that I need to do, right? And when you do those things, you go out and step out and follow that confirmation. The fear of what's behind the unknown, it gets removed because you can see the finish line. When you see the finish line, it's nothing in the dark. It's right there. It's in your vision. It's in your proverbial vision, and now you can see the end of that race, or the end, or the light at the end of that tunnel. There's no need to fear if you're going to be successful or not. There's no need to fear if you're going to fail or not. The fact of the matter is, once you take that confirmation and make the first step, you might get excited and say, what's the next step? Instead of, should I make the next step? It ain't no should, because you know once you make the next step, you're getting closer and closer and closer to where you need to be in that confirmation. So for those of you that are a little fearful of following your confirmation, it's gonna be okay. For those of you that's worried that you might fall in the process of following that confirmation, somebody's gonna be there to pick you up. For those of you that feel like that something is going to hold you back from completing that confirmation, somebody got their hand out to pull you up. That's what you need to understand. If it's meant for you to be in that confirmation, some way, shape, or form, you're going to get through that confirmation. It's no need to be fearful of it. Push the fear aside and look at the success that is probable when you go through it, right? Riaz has been doing music for a long period of time, and a lot of people may have doubted him, but when he got that confirmation to take that first step, he ain't looked back since. He's been doing an outstanding job with what he's doing, and I know that there's still people worried about him doing that because people want to come against him because of his age and circumstances, but that ain't stop him. He's still doing what he needs to do to go forward, right? And that's what I'm. And that's a young person. That's that. He may got, many people may think he got that young 20s energy to where ain't nothing gonna knock him down. Nah, he understands that there's a fear of failure right behind him. He understands that there's a fear of somebody pulling him down and not trying to let him back up. He just following the confirmation that has been presented in his life. And just because he does that, like I tell people all the time, that could inspire somebody else to do that who's not even in his circumstances, who's not even in his realm of what he does. But if you get that confirmation, you got to go through with it. He did that. He's doing very well. He's being a success for somebody in that lane. That's what you need to do. That's what we need to do going forward. Stop worrying about the failures of the confirmation and worry about what happens when we do it. What's the success rate when we do it? There's no ifs, ands, or buts should be equated with the situation. Just go out there and take the first step. When it's confirmed, it's time for you to walk out on faith. You say you have faith in yourself. You say you have faith in what is being presented in front of you. Take the step. Get up, take the step. Make the first idea. If it's time for you to make the business, put that money on that LLC. Make sure that that's exactly what you want to do. Or that's what you need to do to follow the confirmation. Because like I said, if you want it, if you're just doing it as a want, you're not going to be as adamant as it is if you need to make the first step. So now it's time for us to really get up and say, you know what, let's make that move. Let's follow that confirmation. But you got to stand up. You got to rise to the occasion. The confirmation is right there. Rise to the occasion. Take the steps. Don't be afraid of it. It'll strengthen you as much as you are strengthening that confirmation. It's a full reward. It's a circular reward. The reward goes back and forth. You pour into it, it'll pour into you. The combination will make it a success. And even if it don't, let's just go with if it doesn't. You made the attempt. If it wasn't for you, it wasn't for you. But you got to see the opportunity as it was because you took the steps. But I just know if you have stepped the damn thing, it ain't going to be successful because you ain't put your whole heart into it. If you put your whole heart into something, 9 times out of 10, it'll be exactly what it needs to be for you and for the other or for the people that it's intended for, or the person that it is intended for. It's going to be a success because that's where you need to be, right? Because the necessity of that confirmation proves that you belong there. The necessity of that confirmation shows that you are worthy of the confirmation to be added into your life. This is not the time to play with it. This is not the time to sit there and go through the worriations or oh my gosh, what if it doesn't work? What if I fail? No, it's not the time for that. It's time for you to get up and do it, because if it does become a life lesson, 9 times out of 10, you'll probably want to try it again because you learned something. If you didn't put the necessity in it and just looked at it as a want, you might turn it. I need to succeed in this because I failed it the first time. I need to sit there and follow or put more effort into it. But guess what that becomes if you decide that you want to try it again? A confirmation. It doesn't matter. Confirmation is going to hit each and every one of our lives. That much I know. I can guarantee that confirmation is going to hit our lives. I can say that as much as I'm getting the breath to have this conversation. I know confirmation is going to hit each and every one of us. Is what you do with the confirmation it determines if you're going to succeed or fail. It's up to you. This is your year to sit there and see if I am strong enough to follow this confirmation. Am I? Shall I? Will I succeed? Right? This is a year of being selfish with yourself. But at the same time, it's also the year for you to strengthen yourself. That's why you have to be selfish with yourself. The confirmation may make you selfish and at the same time encourage you to do what you need to do to look at yourself as the individual going through that confirmation. This is all this is telling you to do this year. This is all that confirmation ever does. It makes you examine yourself. It makes you look at yourself. If your mind is into it, if your soul is into it, if your spirit is into this situation, you go out and take those efforts. You take those steps in order to see if the confirmation is for you or not. And if it's not for you, if it doesn't work out and you did put your everything into that confirmation, you tried. That's all life is about. Either you trying to succeed in your steps or not. But once it's a confirmation, like I said, I know that 9 times out of 10, you will be a success at it because that is where you need to be. You are strengthening yourself to follow the confirmation. You're strong enough to go through with the confirmation. And when those things happen, the success rate will elevate, just like you are going to elevate, because now you are rising to the occasion. That's elevation. All life is about elevation. This year, you need to elevate within yourself to have the confidence to follow the confirmation. That's what this thing is about. That's why we need to go on out there and not be afraid of the confirmation. Stop asking why the confirmation is here and just confirm that you belong there. That's all I want for everybody to understand. That's what I want people to have that success rate elevate, because you actually deserve it. You know, like I said, shout out to Liz, because she posted the other day, she's out there on the crutches. And I'm like, Liz, be careful in them streets. I see that snow out there. Be careful. I'm not saying that you're not able to fall, but it's a possibility you're not at full strength to go out there. She's like, I got this. And I'm like, well, since you got it, I'm riding with you, because she's confirming in herself that she's strong enough to take those steps, even with the crutches, that she has the security within herself to make it through that storm. She has the confirmation that she will make it through that situation. And when she's got that confirmation, and when you rocking with a person like that, you either going to encourage them or you're going to hold their hand if you feel they ain't strong enough. That's the beauty of life, right? Because sometimes the confirmation is you just being there for that person can help them find that confidence to follow that confirmation. That's all life is. I'm telling y'all, elevation is the key to life. That has been confirmed to me. Even if I don't grow another inch physically, if I'm not 7'1", it doesn't mean that my reach is not long enough for somebody to grasp on and get them through a situation, or vice versa. They may help me get through a situation, but the confirmation is so visual that you can't miss it. So I'm telling you guys, if the confirmation has been given to you, don't miss it. It's right there for your taking. It's right there for you to grasp and go as far as you need to go. If you are able to do that, the confirmation will be warranted. You will elevate it as an individual, and you will help somebody else elevate. One could reach 1,000. I've been saying that for a long period of time. You might be the one example to show how much confirmation can actually work in someone's life. Take the step. Take the opportunity to do that. If you don't, you're going to be more upset at yourself because you didn't take the step. What if we don't want to live in what ifs? We want to know what happens if you do it. Why was you so successful at following that confirmation? Because you did what you needed to do. We don't have to look at the whats. We can look at the whys and go with the whys. Because the why is going to pull you towards the what if means that you didn't take the opportunity. It's to follow the whys. I'm starting, damn, I sound like word just now. Follow the whys. But now you understand why it's important to follow that confirmation. We don't want to do, well, what if I was to go out there and put that LLC up for no, once you do it, now that I did it, what's my next step? Why did I even start this in the first place? Follow the confirmations. If you follow the confirmation, I'm gonna promise you, the majority of you, because we know everything is not 100% in this world, but the majority of you, if you follow the confirmation, success is coming right behind you. So, shout out to all the people that came through. I had to get that off my chest because it just kept bothering. People say, I got the confirmation, but I don't know what to do with it. You got the confirmation and don't know what to do with it. Why does everything have to be a trick? Why does everything have to be a trap? If you follow through with it and that's what it was, you could come back and say, I told you so. But what if the I told you so leads to a success? What if it leads to that? Stop living in fear and start living in success. Stop surviving and make this opportunity for the confirmation for you to thrive in what God has given you, in your life. God has given you many gifts. You're not just stuck with one, You're not just stuck with one. You are plentiful. You are a storehouse. So there may be many gifts within you. So follow the confirmation that those gifts are in the right place, in the right person, at the right time. Follow the confirmation. You never know where you get with that. Hey, logical thinker. I don't even see them. I'm tripping. Y'all don't mind me. But you follow that confirmation. Those gifts that's been installed in you can activate at any given time. The confirmation shows that the gift is in you. Follow through on the confirmation. Stop being afraid of failure, because I get it. A lot of us feels like our life has failed. We ain't where we want to be. I understand that, but the confirmation still may be in front of you. The confirmation may illuminate even more because you feel like you ain't succeeded. It may be showing you that it's time for you to succeed. Stop being afraid because you failed before. I thought about this and it didn't work out for me. Okay, now maybe this confirmation is going to get you where you need to be. Stop being afraid. Don't be afraid of failure. And if you are afraid of success, that means you've been failing for a very, 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 very long time. Follow the confirmation. It can elevate you. It can uproot you. It will uproot you because you're not where you was before the confirmation came in your life. So it's going to uproot you. Stop being afraid of the unknown. If you are blessed with understanding that you are never going to, this is not a harm's way situation, follow it. But if you're sitting there doubting yourself, of course you're not going to follow the confirmation. Encourage yourself. Know that you can be better than what you are. Know that you can be in a better situation than where you are, right? Repair to prepare yourself because you don't have to go into things in a losing mentality. Sometimes moral victory can get you to the actual victory. But if you don't follow the confirmation of what you learned in that loss, of course you're going to lose again. This is why following the confirmation is important. This is why you need to take that step forward, right? And if you slip, I know somebody's going to be there to pick you up if you don't have the strength to pick yourself up. But a lot of the time, you'll have the strength to pick yourself up because you was made for that confirmation. You was made for the confirmation. If that's where you need to be. If you wasn't, and if you stay, I'm not talking about the negative side. I'm talking about the positive side of confirmation, right? Because your conscience can tell you you don't belong there, and we know the outcome of you not belonging somewhere, right? I'm not talking about that. But even if that is the case, you should be following that confirmation anyway. Confirmation is for your benefit, not your detriment. That's what we need to understand. Confirmation is beneficial, not detrimental, not for everybody. If it's detrimental, then you like that side of detriment and you'll probably follow it anyway. But if you don't know no better, if you're ignorant to understanding, then you would follow it and you might think it's a success. But I want you to follow this as a successful moment for your upcoming, your uprooting, your upbringing, the upward stage of life that we all should be looking for in the first place. That's what confirmation brings for me. That's what it could bring for you, but it might be better for you than just the upcoming or upbringing, the elevation. It might put you at your highest of height. But if you're afraid of heights, confirmation ain't gonna be nothing for you. It's gonna keep you stagnated. Like I tell people all the time, dreams are supposed to. I mean, the truth is supposed to set people free, but it can also keep you in bondage because you are so afraid of what it is revealing to you that you would rather stay in mess than be blessed. So the final thing that I could really say is if you take that if you follow the confirmation, things will be added to you. I'd rather you add than subtract, right? I'd rather increase than decrease for anybody that's out here listening, anybody that needs that push. Confirmation will get you there. One way or another, confirmation will get you there. It's up to you to stop playing with what is being confirmed in your life. So with that being said, y'all, I truly appreciate everybody coming through. Scorp, Young Riaz, always logical thinker. Liz, appreciate you. Metal, welcoming. Like I said, in ending, follow the confirmation. The confirmation will get you to rise to the occasion, and by you rising to the occasion, you are rising to a better version of yourself. Shout out to everybody that came through. I appreciate you listening to me. With that being said, I'll be back soon. Appreciate you guys. See you later. Stay safe, stay warm. Take this opportunity to see what the confirmation has been added into your life. See you guys later.